Here in Minnesota, Republicans on a state House committee voted yesterday to abolish MNsure, the state's healthcare exchange. Minnesotans would instead use the federal healthcare exchange called healthcare.gov. Republicans say MNsure is too costly and it didn't work properly. Governor Mark Dayton is defending the exchange, saying it's operating more effectively than ever before. Our WCCO chief political reporter Pat Kessler joins us now live from the Capitol. Pat, is there any traction at the Capitol to get rid of MNsure?
You know, there is in both the Republican House and the Republican Senate. For years now, we've been hearing about MNsure, and it had some technical glitches when it started, but it appears to be operating smoothly. Governor Dayton strongly defending MNsure, which is a healthcare exchange. It's not an insurance company. Governor Dayton defending it, saying it's doing better than ever before. I would expect if this bill passes the House and Senate, he would veto it.
Let's go back to the national health care debate, Pat.
Yep.
Big vote tonight in the U.S. House. It sure doesn't look like the votes are there, at least as of 9:07 in Minnesota.
Right. Yeah, keep looking, keep looking. Yeah, I would not be shocked, but I would be surprised if this bill fails. It is really unusual for somebody like the Speaker of the House in Washington or here in Minnesota to bring a bill to the floor of the House if you don't have the votes. There is a strategy, though, for a lot of times when it's very close, they'll bring the bill and then they'll just let these people who are against it kind of twist in the wind, sometimes for hours, to try to convince them to change their votes. But a lot of the Republican conservatives have some real choices to make here. They say it doesn't go far enough. It doesn't repeal the Affordable Care Act. And the folks back home don't want, they want complete repeal. They don't want anything less than that. So watch this really closely to see if some votes flip. And there's still a lot of negotiating going on.
Let's say that bill makes it and it goes before the Senate. What happens then?
Done. I mean, it's DOA in the United States Senate, according to the Republican conservatives there. They say they won't actually vote on this bill as it stands. There probably would be some changes, but President Trump has an awful lot riding on this. This is the main promise that he made during his campaign, and also a promise that Republicans have made for 7 years. They, in the House, repealed this, voted to repeal it 60+ times, but they don't have a replacement for it after all this time. So I don't think this bill will go anywhere in the Senate, but I do think they're actually going to have to work to put something else together.
Be interesting, fun to watch. Let's see how the art of the deal works out when it's time to deal with Congress, right?
And he's a deal maker. This guy's a deal maker. We'll see if we can get it done.
All right. We'll watch it. Thanks, Pat. Make sure you watch our news at 5 and 6 for Pat's updates from the Capitol. National Football League wants to